PhutureMusic, welcome to my show. I actually got in touch with you over Twitter, and I've checked out your profile. You have been in the community, specifically in Decentraland, for quite some time now, and you've been at various parties. You are connected to a lot of people that I know, and we finally got together here for a quick session. I would like to learn a couple of things from you today, and hopefully you can share some wisdom with us of what it means to be a metaverse DJ. But before we start, can you give us like a brief introduction, how you got here and why you are in Decentraland, and what is the connection with music? Maybe something brief.
Hello there. Nice to greet everyone. Or probably I should say hello.
Anyway,
Anyway, um, so yeah, thanks for inviting me. I believe we've crossed our ways during this No Paper Hands event in Decentraland,
That's right. That's
where
right.
so the first time, very fancy style you get there. Gotta tell you.
Thank you.
Uh, So yeah, I've been around a little more than a year now, and it came to me quite naturally. Mm. So should we plot out the story? I guess.
I mean,
Um,
I think all of us have a little bit of a story how we found Decentraland, and then like it's
yeah,
everyone picked a little bit of a mission inside it, and I was curious like, what was your path? Maybe not the whole
well,
path.
agree very much. So yeah, the story was uh, since the middle of 2021. I began to seek my way to expand on YouTube and other social media platforms. Uh, but then it just didn't hit the nerve, you know. And I was looking for something where this futuristic aesthetic of mine um, it can be, like implemented or explicated.
Okay, I see.
So
I see. So,
and this time I just around November I came to Web3. Was fabulous.
so this whole futuristic style is something that you brought with you. This is not something you have adopted while being in the metaverse. This is like your original style.
Uh, kind of yes, it was. I was. It just came together. I was seeking for some format of of an artist presentation, and then the metaverse comes in, and it just comes together to be here with this pretty strange maybe music sometimes, and with all this digital monstrosity around me, it fit well.
Okay, man. Just behind us, we have your website. If I quickly, like, is this a video? Is this type of music that would be representative in general of what you do?
Oh yes, the first video is really my favorite. It was wrote about December before the previous year.
Let's check it out real quick so people have an idea of what it sounds like.
Let's go.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's really good music. I really enjoy it. I mean, I've seen some of the clips. Let me quickly share my screen here. I want to quickly jump over to your Instagram. Is that okay with you?
Sure, no problem.
So on your Instagram, you do share a lot of little excerpts from your experiences in the
Oh
met.
yeah, there I
You can follow the screen that I'm sharing on the screen as well, right?
yeah I see it. There I usually post. It began early in 2016, probably. I was just sharing something that I do on like everyday basis. I shot at the office, trying to play my iPad, and then other stuff. It's mostly live moments from the life of musician.
But I see you're sharing a lot of hardware as well. Are you like engineering some kind of music? Is this I'm not into DJing at all, but I've not seen this type of gear.
Uh, yes.
Can you tell us
Uh,
a little bit of what makes this special? Is this, are you different from other DJs in that regards?
um, Probably we could say I'm not completely a DJ that kind of sense. I'm more of, and my bio says I'm more of crypto musician. That's how I now pose myself, state myself.
I see. I
Uh,
see.
yeah,
Okay. So what is I've
yeah,
seen? Oh, my apologies.
I
Please continue.
could we please turn down the video and continue? It's
Do you
quite
still
loud.
do you still hear the music video playing in the background?
Oh yes, it's playing for me.
This one here, the
Uh-huh.
future, because it's off on the screen here and I don't hear it. Is it possible? Where could it possibly still
Oh,
play?
oh, I see. Probably I just hit it. This is so interactive. Okay,
Can you manage it on your side? Does this work?
I hope it ends soon. Okay, we can proceed, I guess.
Hold on, let me see. That's an interesting malfunction here. So if I click, so now I quickly switched it on and switched it off, and for you it doesn't make a difference.
No,
You
uh,
con-
you see, I just clicked on it at the same moment, I guess, but it won't stop now.
can you try interact with it? I mean, it's a funny moment, but
Yeah.
like, what if you get closer to the window and you just click on it again?
Mm,
So you click
no.
to activate the window, and once the window is activated, then you click on the video again. So
Oh, I see. There we go. Thank you.
okay, cool.
Must be not the best moment for record, but anyway,
I don't know, man.
let's
These moments
proceed.
are super funny, and the question is like, I didn't even pay attention to the fact that. Oh, hold on. I
I
think
like this new metaverse, really.
like I managed to crash, so it's gonna take a moment until I regain some visibility. So here is visibility is back. So we had a little bit of a moment. So this website of yours, it does not interact really well with this world, man. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna remove it for now. It was causing some issues before, but
Oh,
we've used it.
okay.
It served its purpose.
Yeah, probably the video background is coming costly. Okay. So where we were then?
You were giving
Yeah,
us a short introduction, and you said that you are not a classical DJ. You consider yourself more of a musician.
yeah, that's right. And this is the way. I mean, I was composing with different DAWs. I mean, programs with my computer. Of course, we all did, and much of us still do. uh, mm, it began pretty. How was it? Pretty long ago. But then, after I don't know, let's say 10 years of composing at the computer, it just felt that I'm tired of uh, moving my mouse around, trying to click on those tiny knobs on the screen. And first, I switched to iPad and used to create music there. And now I have moved to all this hardware gear, such as I have some synths, a groove box, and all kind of that uh, fancy stuff to play around with. That's it.
All right, cool,
Like
man.
you can you can create music on the fly with your fingertips, and nothing stands between you and actual music interaction.
So if we tie this in to an event that you would have, let's say in Decentraland, and before we continue, do you do events outside of Decentraland already, or are you focusing on Decentraland for now?
That's pretty funny because I would love to try to play somewhere around my city, for example. But it also came hard to me. Just I just didn't fit there. But here, I think I found my place, and the plus is that I don't have to carry all this stuff around anymore.
That's right. So
That's very beneficial.
that's a very nice segue for us to understand, like, when you play in Decentraland, what does it take? Like, let's say, I mean, I've been in this situation multiple times where I thought, hey, I want to maybe make some kind of event, and I think an event without some music is just really lame, and to have good music is really hard to do, especially with all of the copyright issues. So you need to have something live, something original. Um, what would it take for me to have you play at my event in terms of setup, in terms of technicalities in Decentraland? Can you give us a little bit of an understanding?
As you see, it's not that hard. You gotta pick a musician that you would love to hear at your event. There is a lot of great musicians out there or in here in the metaverse, and yeah, you just gotta have a deal. And what is needed? Some streaming interface. I mean, who know they know. You can plug some display in your metaverse setup. I mean, at your build, let's call it, let's say. And on my side, I got to plug in some audio hardware to capture the sound, the cameras, one or several. I sometimes I use up to three
Mhm,
from the laptop, external, and one on my phone.
mhm.
The one on the phone is catching the best.
Okay.
And yeah, so plug all your instruments and play. There are regular concerts in the metaverse.
Hold on, but I mean, the audience on this channel is mostly Decentraland native for for the time being. So it's never been easy to set up a live streaming setup in
Mhm.
Decentraland. It's always been a little bit of uh, a moment where you need help from a technician or somebody who knows how to add code. Is Are you
I
familiar
s-
with the process? Is there still some friction in that process, or has this been made easier? Do you know? Are you actually
Mhm.
involved in that process at the client side?
I see. Yeah, there is a problem in terminology. Who is the client or something? Okay, I get you. Um, I mean, I wasn't constructing builds myself, but I know, guy, you could use, like for example, in spatial, you could use even YouTube video or translation. You can add it easily there. Just create an item, a display. In the builds like the Central End, I'm not sure. We got ask somebody who hosts, like for me, for example, it was Shelly from Rockin' Unicorns, and I think Dino could explain much about that,
I
or
see.
anyone else who hosts such events.
I see.
Um,
So it is the
I usually I just know there is a platform. Let's let's call it a commercial. Restream. It is called Restream. I know some guys are using it. Not sure exactly how it works, but I think it's possible to figure out.
I think it's just very important because is we are
Yes.
introducing you to a group of people who might potentially be interested in hiring you for a gig,
Oh,
and then the question is, of course, if they are non-technical, they would always want to know like what is the barrier that I need to overcome? What information do I need to worry about? And at what point it's your responsibility, right? So there is a, from what you are describing, there is a software service in between, in this particular example, Restream or something like that, that allows you to feed music into a stream, and that's your responsibility, and then picking up that stream and getting it onto a piece of land, that is the customer's or client's responsibility. Is that accurate?
more or less correct. So basically, you put the screen, give me credentials, and I connect using these credentials from my, like OBS or another probably streaming platform. For example, I got one of on mobile, but never tested it yet.
I see. But
And there we go. If anyone is watching and needs a gig at their place, don't be shy. DM me on Twitter or Discord, and we'll figure it out.
you know, a lot of the guys who are subscribing to this channel, they have been in Decentraland maybe since 2020, and we have
Mhm.
kind of gone through this process of trying to stream for the very first time in Decentraland. This has become
And
much easier on new platforms, but on Decentraland, like I remember trying to set up a streaming service when nobody did this at all, and and
uh-huh.
it was really tough. And I would like to get a feeling on what it takes today, because there is no like a plug and play solution that I'm aware of. But if other people have done it, that means that code is probably around somewhere on Discord, and there
Yeah,
is probably some guidance.
it's possible. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not
Is
a
it
major
is it
hurdle to overcome.
let me drop a brief link that we can research later. I have picked up from a friend of mine here on the Metaverse.
Is
I
this
know if
is this the restream.io that you pasted?
yes.
Okay. Thank you for this, man. I think, you know, all of these little pieces of information are in the end of the day, like, they lower the barrier to entry for people. I think people are always overestimating on how
Absolutely.
complicated things are, and then in the end of the day, it's actually much simpler.
That's so true. That's so true. Uh, guys, you just got walking there. And that's all. Uh,
I
I
see.
hope I hope you prevail. Um,
So, so how
and
does
for me, let me make a brief remark here. For me, it was when I was landing in Decentraland in the beginning of 2022. Uh, I don't. I wondered how can I actually play my music here in Decentraland? I didn't know of any venues, and I only have seen this voice channel, and I thought to myself, oh my, at last I try using voice channel to play somewhere, I don't know, maybe on the streets or finding some places here in Decentraland. And then I got on tour within DCL and found that place, Rockin' Unicorns. Shout out, and it all just began to evolve.
I
That's the
see.
way.
Listen, I've seen quite a few tweets with
Uh-huh.
MetaZoo, I believe. Is that correct? Is this a venue that you have been playing a lot recently?
Uh, um, that's the venue I have played for the first time, um, like a week ago, Friday. And there was no one else there, and I've got 5 hours of time, and I don't want to boast, but I killed it for 5 hours.
That's cool, man. So, but
And I don't know, it can be probably worst record. I don't know.
okay, man. So listen, I'm curious if I launch an event and nobody comes to my event at all, you are going to pull it through whatever happens. You're gonna be there, fully engaged. You're gonna be vibing. You're gonna be encouraging people to dance, even if very few people show up. Like that's not a problem for you,
Oh, sure, not a problem.
because I think that
Even
that's the
even
biggest
if a
fear.
single person, even don't you, as one, how is it called? Well, uh, not a director, diriger. Let's go. He once said, "In the empty hall, the music sounds better."
Okay.
Don't worry.
Uh,
Don't ever worry.
All right. Give us a little bit of an understanding, like what the conditions are, what people need to know to book you. Like, is there something approximate you can say so people understand ballpark what they would need to calculate with, how much time you need, if there's anything to sign, like what are the formalities around that kind of booking?
Uh, I can do that for sure. Um, should we go about prices, or how do you think?
I mean, whatever you
Is it
feel is important, to get the process
okay?
going.
Let's say this. Personally, I was charging around um, zero point 0.1 Ethereum for like an hour performance. Um, it's kind of base fee.
Mhm.
Then again, I saw, for example, friend of mine, Mr. Sui, maybe you're familiar with. He made out some NFTs. You can come to his collection, purchase one NFT, and he will perform for 1 hour. Uh,
I see.
that's an good example, but not everyone does this way. And for example, the other time I did perform, I have made a record to part in Mega Cube event. It was held in Decentraland last March, I believe.
The
There
polygonal
was
minds, the polygonal minds event. I see.
correct, and yeah, and I played there, and uh, Defresh was gathering all the musicians, but I went directly to them. I didn't know he was gathering someone. And guys, they were from Spain, I believe, with the headquarters in there. Uh, I had pretty much a discussion, but in the end, as not that bad sales manager, we figured out. I did create an invoice. It said it comes for this much, for an event, and the payment was fulfilled, checks and everything, white papers.
So you can
Uh,
supply the paperwork if it's required.
sure, sure. It's basic of business, online or offline or whatever.
I think that's an
We
important
can't
detail. I,
write.
I was about to forget to ask that, but if businesses hire you, they need to have it properly set up, so that's all available.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
We're all grown ups now.
Most of us. Uh,
Most of us.
all
Yeah.
right, listen up. Now you are you are a little bit of a pioneer in the space because everyone is looking for an opportunity to monetize the metaverse. I don't like this terminology to monetize because it kind of kills the passion. But the truth is, in the end of the day, a lot of people dream about having the possibility to make a living in this ecosystem, and you're one of the few people who is actually
Yeah.
starting to do so. So I cannot not ask you, um, from
They,
your
they are, they are right. Why not? Uh-huh.
can can you, from a professional point of view, what's missing in the metaverse, technically speaking? What hurdles do you see if developers, and some developers are subscribed to this channel also from Decentraland, in practical terms, what functionality is missing to make business easier?
The business isn't that complicated. You just make your deals and watch so they would be fulfilled properly. That's the 101 of business. And for entertainment part, I feel like metaverse would be more interesting, if it how can it be more interactive? I mean,
For
uh,
for example, what does interactive mean?
um, since I was pretty much a gamer at young age, it really does lacks probably some pseudos, and but wouldn't love to involve any violence in metaverses, at least yet. Uh, maybe we could go with something like water splash or that kind of stuff. I've tried the snowballs this new year, but didn't find anyone to throw one at. Unfortunately,
Hold on, let
some
but
this
in
kind of interactivity it's just makes things fun, probably.
I think I would like to know from you in the context of a party, if you are a DJ and you're having this crowd in front of you, the music is playing, you're kind of managing the vibe, you're probably
Mhm.
missing some kind of uh, tools to make this process better. Like, for example,
I see.
like maybe some kind of interaction management on the land you're DJing on, or how does that work?
Oh, oh yes, that's very great. You see, yeah, for the whole year I was looking forward that and moving forward that. Now I try on my side if oh yeah, we have seen the part of the video. I try to be like embedding in this world, like when you're in the room, in the hall, or in some place, and then you have this display. Now I try to involve some visuals to create additional layer of immersiveness. But it would be perfect to have something going on right there in metaverse, whatever would it be, Decentraland or some other. Like imagine this 3D model of an artist playing. I believe that's something what with what metaverse performances started back like 1.5 year. Not sure. I wasn't there exactly. I first arrived at Decentraland when the Metaverse Music Festival was over.
Yeah,
But I was already there on the second Metaverse Music Festival. I was playing two scenes, and yeah, and probably if someone have captured this Bjork performance where there is a video on the screen on this arena, and uh, and it began to rain and the grass from the ground began to raise. That was a very heart touching moment for everyone, I believe.
I see.
Yes, this kind of interaction surely adds to metaverse concerts.
I see. I see. All right, man. So maybe one of my last questions here for you, future music. Um,
Pull it out.
how do you, what do you pay attention to when you choose a performer for your event? Um, what kind of qualities matter? If I would be a potential customer, what should I be doing? Where should I be researching? What should I be paying attention to? Should I go to your Instagram and get a vibe feel for how you are? Should I listen to excerpts of music? Should I look at references? Like, what is a good way to understand if someone is a good fit for your event or not? What would you recommend?
First of all, you gotta listen if you do like it or not.
So
That's
music is important. This is number one.
pretty much. To add to that, yeah, you got to make sure that the person is capable of contracting. I mean, that he would be there on time and everything. But it often comes of the dialogue, And I guess if you have been seeing someone around for for some time, he's pretty capable.
I see. So some track record
Yes,
is good, and I can confirm that you are definitely on time. So definitely somebody who seems to be very reliable. And I think music has been awesome. We only heard one excerpt. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time to organize like a real trial here. But maybe this is something we can do in the future. Until that moment, where can people go to listen to some of your music to decide if if they
sure.
like it or not?
Thanks for question. Yeah, guys, it's all out there. This futuremusic.com site provides every link or at almost every one. Futuremusic.com without an underscore underline. Oh yeah, that was the issue. Like this name, Future Music, it came to me once suddenly in the mind. But unfortunately, there was an account in Twitter, and there was an account on SoundCloud, I believe that already had this name. Different groups, not active now. So yeah, so Twitter with underscore, site without underscore.
I, I will
Yes.
I will place your links in the description, so don't worry about the spelling.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, basically I run YouTube. I put most of interesting videos out there. There also you have my Instagram to see some work in process. And mostly I dwell on Twitter. But these days I have some, we are having some brick wall issues in here, and I have to use VPN to connect to Twitter. That's why um, might be not always that much around as I used to, but I'm on the way to figuring that out as well. Go to Twitter, go to YouTube, subscribe.
Future Music, I gave you an early applause already there. I'm sorry about that, but I think this is
That's great.
I think it's a great place for people to go check out your YouTube right now. If they're looking for a DJ, I think I can wrap it up by saying the setup process has been done before by many different scene owners in Decentraland. So if you are looking for a code to get this to work, just ask in the Discord. People will point you in the right direction,
It's all possible.
and the a DJ will take care of the music all the way to the restream service that they can connect to, and then you integrate the restream service on your scene. And I
That's
think
right.
Future Music is a talented, reliable community member with a very good reputation, and I would highly recommend him. For you to check him out, check out his socials, and I think can we wrap it up here, Future Music? What would you like to say as a final big statement?
Thank you very much for these kind words. Thanks for inviting. It was a real pleasure to be here with you and speak about all that music and metaverse. Thank you.
Thanks, Future Music.